thank you so much for the kind introduction. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, so what can you see?
How to
How to
develop
develop
a
a great mindset.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks so much for the kind introduction, and I consider it a great privilege to speak to us today. And thanks to my friend Iola and his team for their commitment to younger generations. I've known EU for a while now, and he's been a good friend. And one thing I can say about him is that he's so committed to the growth of teenagers and helping them in finding their career path. So he has been consistently doing that since we met. And I'm so happy that he hasn't stopped that now. So well done, friend. And yeah, it's an honor to be among my people again. So today I will be talking about this topic, how to develop a growth mindset as a key to your personal and career goals. So let's dive into the talk. Okay, so why is it not working? Okay, yeah. So today the focus of the talk is really on growth mindset, how to develop one. So I'll be taking us through what it means, why we should care about it, and practical ways on how to develop a growth mindset. So what is a growth mindset? According to Ben Mayer, he says a growth mindset is a belief that you can improve your abilities through dedication and hard work. So I really like this definition because it gives a clear picture of what growth really looks like. So for instance, if you consider a seed, I like this picture as well, because if we consider a seed, a viable seed that can grow, even though the seed can grow on its own, it can grow, but it cannot do that on its own. It needs a farmer that will be committed to it, to water it, to weed it, and to apply some fertilizer to it before it can actually grow up to the potential that the seed really has in itself. So throughout this webinar, I would like you to picture yourself as the seed and the farmer at the same time. Why? Because I just see this topic as our responsibility. Having a growth mindset is solely your responsibility. No one will have a growth mindset for you. So you should consider yourself all through this webinar and even beyond that you are a seed and you are even the farmer that needs to commit that seed to grow. Okay, so why should we care about growth mindsets? It's simple. If you care about success, then you should have a growth mindset. If you really like to succeed, then developing a growth mindset is non-negotiable. So why? Because developing your mindset actually determines your success. If you believe you can, then you will. If you believe you can't, then it will never be possible. That's just how life works. And we attract what we believe. We attract our thoughts to ourselves. We are a product of our thoughts. So what you think about is what you really become. So if your mindset is set on achieving a thing, everything about every neurons in your body, everything will be working towards achieving that goal. But if you already discourage yourself that I can't do this thing, I'm sorry, you won't be able to do it. So, and according to Oprah Winfrey, he said, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their mindset. So it's still reiterating the point that our future depends on our mindset. So, and the future is not always far away like we used to think. Like maybe future is in the next 50 years. Your future can be your tomorrow. Tomorrow, today's date is, I think, 9. And the 10th of June can be is actually our tomorrow. So we should not picture it as though is far away. So, but if we will be a great person in the future, then we need to change our mindset, because it will play a key role in what we become in the future. So it's really important. If you want to win a trophy, whether you want to graduate or you want to be highly rated in the profession you are doing, then you need to care about growth mindset. Okay. So now let's remind ourselves of this definition again. I like the definition. It says a growth mindset is a belief that you can improve your abilities. So the first thing to note here is that it's a belief. And belief is a mental attitude or conviction that something is true, it's real or valid. So everything we'll be talking about today is about our mental attitude, like how does our brain behave? And that's what I will be taking us through. So what is your mental attitude? What do you believe about yourself, about the world around you, about people around you? What do you believe? So I will be diving into the type of belief system that we have. And belief system is similar to what I've just discussed about belief itself. So belief system is like an ideology that shapes our day-to-day life. So it's defined as an ideology or set of principles that help you interpret your day-to-day reality. So just picture it as this. The way I picture a belief system is when you are traveling in a bus and you sat beside someone and someone smiled at you. It is your belief system that will make you think, oh, this person is really, really nice. Or it is that same belief system that will make you think, why is this person smiling at me? Does it mean any harm? So it's two different things. You are the same person, but the belief system could vary and it can make you interpret life in different ways. So what someone meant for good, one belief system can think is negative, like it's bad. And what someone meant for bad, someone might be thinking is good. So belief system is what shapes our day-to-day life. And we really need to care about it. So what are the types of belief system that we have? We have the positive one and we have the negative one. Just like I said, a positive mindset, we see, okay, someone smiled at me. That person must be really good, must be really kind. Oh, that's a good gesture. Let me smile back. But a negative mindset would be like, why? Why is he smiling at me? Let me frown my face. Why should you smile at me? Something like that. So it's all about belief. And that's a system that comes to play in our day-to-day life. Okay, so yeah, this is it. A positive belief system. You could see this guy, someone that is happy. I guess maybe he's looking at his laptop, maybe he just got an email. He's really an energetic guy, demonstrating the joy, demonstrating the happiness, and just saying, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I got this. You know, that kind of energy. That is what this positive mindset, positive belief system is really talking about. Is being optimistic about your future, having a positive belief about yourself. And there are so many ways that this positive belief system can come true. It can come from our faith. For instance, being a Christian personally has helped me to develop a positive belief system. For instance, you learn how to make positive confession about yourself. For instance, I'm the head and not the tail. I know better than my teachers. All those positive verses of the scripture actually could be of great importance to one. It can help you to develop a good positive mindset about yourself. If you are reciting that, if you are confessing that, I think it releases that positive nature in you, that positive strength in you to make things happen. Another thing that will influence this positive belief system is your network, like how good your network is. If you have a great people in your network, I mean good friends who can keep cheering you on, like, oh, you want to try this? They are like, okay, Tolu, go for it. You can do it. Lola, yeah, I believe in you. You know, you will have that good energy. You will have the strength. You will have the courage to face life. You have the courage to face maybe bigger tasks that even yourself you think you cannot face. So good network can actually influence our positive belief system. Another thing that can influence it is our self-motivation, how motivated you are. Maybe you are willing to take risk. You are someone that is going all out. Yes, I want to try this new thing. Oh, this method is coming out now. I want to try it. This new technology, I don't know it. You are self-motivated, you can do it. It can actually release this positive belief system. You are someone that is always going out. It's another way to improve our positive belief system. And another thing is self-acceptance. I think if we will grow, we need to first accept who we are. you need to accept whether you are average student, you are low student, or you are a very brilliant student. You need to first accept who you are. Like, okay, this is me. Okay, for instance, for myself, when I was in uni, I think when I was in maybe 200 level, I made a critical evaluation of myself and I discovered that, okay, Inioluwa, you assimilate slowly. Okay, is there a problem? Okay, I saw a message. I want to confirm that people can still hear me. Okay, so I evaluated myself and I discovered that I don't I can't assimilate when I'm reading, I don't assimilate at the same pace as my colleagues. So when people try to read for get a point, maybe 1 minute, maybe it takes me let's say 5 minutes to assimilate the same thing. Okay, I said, okay, fine, that's me, and I can't change who I am. I can only improve myself. So what did I do? I just felt, okay, it just me, I needed more time than my friend that can assimilate within 1 minute. It's as simple as that. I accepted myself and I was trying to look for ways to improve who I am. So to grow, you first need to accept yourself. This is me. I can't change myself, but how can I be better? And what are the features of this of people with positive mindsets? Their slogan is always, I can do it. Yeah, I believe this is possible. Yeah, let's go for it. So these are people that they are staying positive. You will always know them around you. They don't take no for an answer. They want to try it. They don't believe in impossibility. They believe everything is possible. So they always smile. You see them smiling despite the challenges they are passing through. So I want us to know that success is a mindset and it's all about believing in yourself, staying positive and never giving up. That's what success, and that's how to succeed. You have to believe in yourself first, accept yourself for who you are, believe you have a potential and stay positive. Okay, so this is the second category of people is the people with negative mindsets. From this picture, you could see this lady is like the wall is crashing down on her. Like, oh gosh, what's happening? Why is this person so like this? Why is my boss so annoying? Why is my teacher so frustrating me like this? These are people that have negative mindsets. They are easy to know. And their slogan is, oh no, I can't do this. If I try this exam, I'll surely fail. No, there's no way. I can't just try it. No, it's intimidating me. I can't go for it. So you see them, they are not willing to take risk. And what are some of the causes of this kind of belief system? First, peer influence. If you are in the circle of people that used to pull you down with words and feel like you are not good, you are not smart, I think this negative belief system start to build up in you and you don't see anything good about yourself. Another thing is self-criticism. I want us to know that we will not always be perfect. So don't expect like too much of yourself, because we need to be fair to ourselves too. We need to be vulnerable to mistakes, so that when you make mistake, you don't just feel like, oh, I've done it again. Why did I do it? You understand? We have to be tolerant of ourselves. Avoid imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is just like, imagine now people are just concentrating on it, and is like a situation whereby you succeed and you are not even sure that why did I succeed? Like, did they cover the face of these people to give me this mark? Even when you've really worked out for the success, you are still doubting yourself that maybe it's some kind of juju that make them give you the mark. You don't just believe in yourself. So that's another thing to really care about. And also, if you are always afraid of failing, it can develop this negative mindset in you, this negative belief system. And also for some people, for most of us that come from minority background, I think we struggle with negative mindsets. For instance, when you go to a competition with people that are from maybe a very, very wealthy family, you just feel like, oh, since the parents of this person are doing a great job, I cannot do any great thing. So all these things can cause this negative mindset in us. So, but what are the practical ways to work on our belief system? Because, I said our success depends on our belief system. So we need to first deal with our belief system. So first you have to ask yourself, at this point of my life, which kind of belief system do I have about myself? Is it the positive one or the negative one? If you have the negative one now, that's fine. You don't have to crucify yourself for that. It's just to say, okay, I have this, but how can I be a better person? How can I improve on myself? Okay, so how can we work on our belief system? Because our growth depends on it, right? So first, believe you have a potential in you. Everyone is a seed of greatness. We have a seed of greatness in us. Everyone has their own potential and it is unique. So you have a unique potential that distinguishes you from the other person sitting next to you. So you have to believe that I have a seed of greatness in me, whether you are from a low background, you are from a wealthy home, whether you don't even know what the future holds. I think the key thing is to believe that you have a potential. Yeah. If you believe you have a potential, then try to identify it. What am I good at? What can I do? In fact, it could be so funny that being a talkative can be your own potential. And I will tell you why. Because when you talk too much, you have the tendency, if you channel it in the right way, then you have the tendency to become a word orator, the best word orator. Like you can speak in the public speaking can be your strength. So don't think maybe what people are always complaining about is always bad. Why don't you channel what people are saying negatively? Why don't you channel it in the right way? So when you identify the potential, write it down. Okay, I like to sing. I like to write. I like to talk. Okay, I've identified. Then the next thing is take responsibility to develop yourself to a professional level. Don't just think, okay, I know how to write. That's not good enough. Even though you know how to write, how can you be a better writer? Even though you know how to speak, how can you become a better speaker? So you have to take responsibility. Just that, like that farmer will go to the farm, water the seed, maybe put some take away the weeds and put some fertilizer on the farm. So you have to start taking responsibility on how to grow those potentials that are in you. Okay. So the next thing we need to discuss, what are some of the enemies of our growth? We say our success depend on it. Our success depend on our growth mindset, and we really need to pay keen attention to it. So what are the enemies of our growth? Yeah. If anyone can guess. So what can we see here? What do you think is the enemy of growth from these pictures? I don't know if people can comment. Yeah, if you can unmute and talk, that would be great. So what do you think is it? Sorry?
Social media.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah, our phone is our greatest enemy. And if we want to succeed, you see this little thing in our hands, we need to learn how to man it. Even as I'm speaking to you, I'm still learning how to man my phone. Because I think it has been designed in such a way that we just get addicted to it unnecessarily. Your heart is just craving for this thing, even though there is nothing tangible we are doing with it. So our phone is our greatest enemy. And we have to do. I don't think there's someone that we know that there is an enemy sitting next to you and you will still be embracing it. I don't think embracing the enemy. You will want to at least keep some distance away from the enemy. And that's how we should treat our phone. Like, I've discovered that the most important bit of my life, whenever I want to get serious, is when I put my phone at home with much instruction from my husband. Like, okay, make sure you don't take your phone out if you really want to concentrate. And I've tried it and it's really worked. The most productive day of my life is when I don't take out my phone. Someone might say, they might want to call me. Wait, just put that phone at home and check when you come back. How many missed calls do you have? It is then that you will know that your phone is not that important. And if you are someone that is conversant with email can do the talk. If it's very urgent and the person has your email, I think they can drop you an email and you can read that from your laptop. But when you have your phone, you are going from LinkedIn to which one? To Twitter, to Instagram, to TikTok, to everything. You are just all over the place. Before you know it, you can't concentrate on what you want to grow yourself on. Okay. Another one is procrastination and lack of time management. This lady here, the workload just came all of a sudden. It's not because it's just she just know that she has this workload now. It's because she doesn't prioritize what she needs to do. And because she couldn't manage her time effectively, everything just crashed into her. So we need to learn how to manage our time, because time is crucial to our growth as well. So we need to learn how to manage our time. Another important thing to note is this. You see these two images. I like it because it really communicates laziness. Laziness is another serious enemy that we need to deal with. You are waking up, you are just wrapping up wrapper on your body, or that blanket, like, oh no, alarm, no, stop, no, no, no. If you really want to grow, see the guy. Like, I'm not ready to wake now. You this alarm, I beg, stop. And the lady is like, okay, yeah, I'm still under my duvet. Let me continue this sleep. What does the time say? You understand? So the laziness is one of the things that will not help us to grow. If you want to grow, you cannot be lazy. You cannot do the two at the same time. You have to let go of one. It's either you choose growth or you choose laziness. And the last thing is multitasking. The lady is the one hanging the picture, is the one arranging the house, is the one doing the cleaning, is the one doing the everything. As good as it sounds, multitasking can be a distraction because it doesn't make you effective in any of the thing you are doing. So let's learn how to prioritize tasks. So when we know how to prioritize tasks, then we'll be able to do everything effectively. So I try to bring the enemies first before talking about practical ways to grow our mindset. Okay. So now, how can we grow our mindset? First is to write down your goals. Okay. Let's say I'm trying to improve myself on, maybe I used to write literatures. I'm trying to improve myself in that regard. So I think the first thing to say is to assess yourself and say, what do I want to improve myself on? In which area do I want to really grow? Then write it down. Like, is it your writing skill? Is it your communication skill? Maybe whether you are a fashion designer, is it your sewing skill? Just name it and write it down. Then write a big plan, like, okay, in 2023, this is what I want to achieve. This is this is the area where I want to go, and these are my plans. Okay, in January, I want to do this. In February, I want to do this. Write the plans that you have, the big plans on how to grow in that area. And the next thing is to start taking actions. And how do we take actions? The way to take action is to break down those plans into smaller bits, like smaller plans that you can achieve in a day. I think I've learned so much from my husband, because he used to talk about, like, divide and conquer mechanism. What does that mean? Don't try to attack everything at the same time. It won't work. If you want to grow, don't try to do big things. That, okay, I want to finish like chapter 1 to 6 of this book. No, don't do that. People have tried it and it doesn't work. The divide and conquer mechanism is that, okay, you say, in this 1 hour that I have, this is what I want to achieve. Even though you have the plan to read chapter 1 to 6, but you are saying, okay, I will focus only on chapter 1. Then anything I can do within this 1 hour, that's what I will do. So schedule is, okay, between 10 to 11, this is what I want to achieve. Between 2 to 12, this is what I want to achieve. Between 3 to 4, this is what I want to achieve. Don't make bigger plans that you will not be able to undo. So make it small, give it reasonable time frame, then write it down. So that by the end of the day, when you've done that one thing, at least you will be confident that I've done something towards my growth within this 1 hour that I had. Okay. I've done number 2, and you will be happy. That's how to get the sense of fulfillment. I think when I tried that divide and conquer technique, it has really been helping me, because you are not trying to do so many things at the same time. Okay. You are doing a bit towards the bigger plan or the bigger goal that you have. So that will really be helpful and will really help you to have a fruitful growth. Okay. The next thing is to hard working and dedication. when you want to really grow, to have a growth mindset, you want to develop yourself, you want to be better in this skill set, you have to commit quality time. You have to commit quality time to gain mastery of what you are trying to grow, the area where you are trying to grow. And sorry, I will be so personal because I've learned a lot from my husband, right? So I will be bringing some nugget of knowledge that I've learned from him. I will be sharing it with us, and I hope it will be so helpful. What does this quality time means? It just means that number one, we should know that growth is a function of time. If you want to be a best person, the best player of the world, say Ronaldo, go and ask Ronaldo. He commits himself to a dedicated life and a very hardworking life. He used to say it he said it in one of his interviews that everything he achieved it through hard work. So if you want to become a superstar, like a leading professional in a field, you have to commit quality time. And what do I mean by quality time? The number of time, the quantity of time is not equal to the quality of time. So there is difference between quantity and quality. Okay, so let me give an example. Yeah, so I remember when we were in uni, some people will say, okay, I'm going for night class. Let me use myself as an example. I said, okay, I have a test tomorrow and I want to go for a night class. Everybody in my hostel were like, oh, she's very good. Oh, she is very serious. Oh, she's going to the night class. Then when I got there, lo and behold, from night till morning, this lady slept. Okay. And my friend was really reading, because I'm not just that kind of person. I just find this so strange that even when people are making noise, I was busy sleeping. When my mates were reading, I was sleeping. Then when it's morning time, my friend just woke me that, okay, Ini, wake up, oh, let's go on. Then we went on. So people that saw me going the previous night will think, oh, I've spent 8 hours or let's say 9 hours reading. While in the real sense of it, the quantity of time that I spent on that day was 0. So the quantity and the quality is not the same thing. We need to commit quality time to gain mastery in our profession, in our area. So be accountable to yourself. Like, okay, when I said I'm going out in the morning, how many hours do I spend on my phone? How many hours do I really spend on what I really want to do? So that when we are being accountable to ourselves, we will keep track of how we are being effective with time. Okay, so another thing is to stay focused. Say no to distraction. In fact, some good opportunities at times might be a distraction. For instance, if you are planning to read, I'm using reading as an example so much because I believe all of us, we are students. If you are planning to read and your friend is saying, okay, I want to ask you a question, or I don't know the perfect example to use now, or he's saying, okay, can we go for this tutorial? And you know that you are okay with what you know already. It's just for you to read up. I think the tutorial might be a distraction if you say you want to go. Now, you have to be able to know when to say no to things, when to say, okay, wait, I will attend to this later, or when to say, okay, I will do this now. Some things should not be on our priority list. Some things should not be attended to now. They can wait. So anything that can wait, let it wait so that you will stay focused on that particular thing they are doing. And that divide and conquer mechanism, you are taking one bit at a time that you want to address. Towards your personal growth, you are just doing a bit. And it is the accumulation of those bits that will become that will give the bigger results that you are looking at. Okay. And I can't overemphasize this. Your phone is the greatest enemy and the source of biggest distraction that we can have in our generation. So let's know how to mind our phone. If you are really serious about committing time to think, your phone can still wait. You can put it on silence. I won't even recommend that because you will always go and check the status. You will always go and check maybe social media. It's very far away. Maybe you don't take it with you if everything will still be fine if you don't have it with you. So keep it at home. Keep it where it is out of reach. so that that time that you are spending will be a quality time towards your growth process. Okay. So please, let's try to say no to distractions. Okay. Another thing is we have to be open to learning. We cannot grow without learning. We just have to be open to it. You have to learn, unlearn, relearn, and you have to be proactive about your learning. You have to keep educating yourself. Why? Because no matter how much you think you know now, there are always new things to learn. And the things you've previously known, there's opportunity to refresh them. So that is why we need to learn. We need to unlearn and relearn. So some people, when they learn new things, they are not willing, they are not flexible enough to take new knowledge. They just be like, that thing that I know, A plus Y is B. That is what I know, and that is how it is. Whereas the world is always evolving. There are new knowledge, there are new skill sets that we need to be updating our mind on. So the world is not static. We need to keep updating our knowledge in our field of choice. That is how to develop a growth mindset. Okay, I want to be a leading expert in this field. If you want to be a leading expert in the field, you have to commit time to it. Like, commit time to learning. One thing I've discovered recently being here in Cambridge is, if you put your mind to learning, you can learn anything. You can learn and know anything. Even the hardest bit of thing that looks like you cannot get it. Believe me, if you commit your time to it, you will know it. We've been designed to learn and to know. That's just how we've been created. So don't let any negative belief tell you that you cannot learn or you cannot know, or that's the maximum that you can know. No. Be open to learning. Keep educating yourself. And when I'm talking about learning, it doesn't have to be you doing all the learning alone. Ask for help. It's not a weakness. When you don't know something and you've tried all your best to learn it and it's not coming through, please ask someone. Oh, my friend, I know you know this skill. Can you please teach me? That's how to grow. We cannot learn everything on our own. There are bits that you will learn here and there that you will learn from people. You just need people to show you, oh, this is how to use this tool. This is how to use this software. This is how to use this. This is how to use that. And with that, you are growing. Your mind is growing. You are being exposed to new things. You are trying new things. And when people are trying to teach you something, let them be open. Let them correct you if you are not doing it the right way. Because sometimes we pick offense, like, oh, why is she talking to me like that? Is it because she's teaching me? I won't even go to, sorry, you have to go back to the person. You don't have to take it so personal that you don't want to be corrected, or you just want to be offended by any correction that people are giving to you. Because correction and criticism is a great way to learn. When people criticize you or say, you are not doing this thing right, you get it right from there, and you know that, okay, I don't want to do this thing again. So ask for help if you cannot do it on your own. It's not a weakness. It's not that you are a dullard or you are not smart. Try to ask for help. People are always willing to help. So another thing we need to do to develop a growth mindset is to be ready to take risk. Please try new things that you don't know before. I think this thing has really helped me with the help of people around me, particularly my husband. Is always pushing me, and I will talk about it in a bit. Try to take risk. Don't worry if you fail. Like, for instance, you want to apply for, let's say, a scholarship, and you feel like, okay, it's only 2 people that they want to pick for this scholarship. Don't let the negative belief system tell you that you can't win it. Turn on your positive belief system and feel like, yeah, even if I don't win it, at least I will have gone through the process, and I will have known how it works. So please try to take risk. Dare to take big steps. Things that you will not naturally do in your home comfort zone. Try to just go all out. When I was trying to apply for scholarship, I remember sharing with, sorry, I'm a bit personal now. I remember sharing it with my husband. And something that he said that struck me is, The people that are getting the scholarship, they are just human beings like you. So why should you consider yourself that you cannot get it? If they can get it and you know how they are doing it, that is making it work for them to get it, then you to go for it. Try it. You need people like that in your life, actually. I will talk about it. Don't worry if you fail. And that's one of the things he told me when I was trying to apply for it. He said, if you fail, you will have learned. You will have learned from the process. So failure sometimes it gives us opportunity to learn. You learn why something is not working. And when you eventually succeed, when you try it again and you succeeded, you will know, and you succeed, you will know that, oh, this is the difference between my first approach that made me fail. And this is the difference between, this is the second approach that I took that make me pass, or that make this thing successful. So you will have learned a lot. So don't view mistake, just take mistakes, that mistake and failure is necessary for us to grow. It's part of our growth process. Take it as a stepping stone to learn. And you understand that your value and your identity is not in your performance. For instance, if you fail once, don't think that's you. Don't let it define you. Just feel like, okay, I've learned the reason why I failed in this exam. What can I do better? How can I become a better person? That's what growth mindset is all about. And success is not about the destination, it's about the journey, it's the process that really matters. It's the process of our growth that really matters. So try and embrace new challenges. Okay, there is new program that is coming out that people are talking about. Go for it, try it. Grow along the way. You don't have to be perfect in the first instant that you are trying things out. But with consistent practicing, you will become a pro. So don't let failure discourage you. It's part of the learning process. Okay. So I will share my own story briefly when the time comes, but I want us to know that this is very important, taking risk. Okay. Be resilient. Let the process stretch you. Persist and devote more times and effort to overcoming any obstacles that may come your way. And don't blame others when you fail. Don't say it's my government that is bad. You know, Nigeria, we can be like, oh, is this government that is not doing well for youth? Don't sit down criticizing people or blaming people, putting blames on people. Take responsibility. Be resilient. Let that process stretch you. You see this band? You see, it is made to stretch. We are elastic being. We are made to bend. We are made to stretch, but we are not meant to be broken. So we've been given that grace that when you stretch us, when we get stretched, we will bounce back to normal. And when we bounce back to normal, we will have that strength in us to overcome that same challenge when it comes back again. So whenever you are facing challenges, don't give up. Just bounce back. That okay, I've faced this one. I will try again. I think that's buttressing more on the previous slide. So don't give up. So be willing to face challenges. Life will not always be smooth. It's never smooth. It's never smooth. So please be willing to take risk and be resilient. You will. I'm not prophesying evil, but failure will come. Okay, and it's okay to fail. And if we fail, we should have the boldness to rise up again and to try things again. I think that is when we will say we have really grown. Okay. Now, another thing is keep good networks. If we will grow in life, if we will be successful in life, we cannot do it in isolation. We cannot grow in isolation and we cannot succeed in isolation. We need people. And what are the kind of people that we need? We need people of like minds, people that are also passionate about growing. Because some people, when they know stuff, when they know certain things, they've known it on, they don't want to improve their learning, they don't want to grow again. No. You have to keep right people in your network, okay? You have to have people that are committed to the same thing that you are committed to, people that can challenge you, people that can say, okay, this thing that you did not do it well. This thing that you say you want to do, how far have you gone? Okay? Make friends of like minds, people that you can be accountable to. People that can criticize you. The best of friends are those that will give you negative feedback about yourself. Now, let's get it clear. There are some friends that will give you negative feedback just to pull you down. No, those are not the kind of people I'm talking about. The kind of people I'm talking about that will give you negative feedback are those that will say, you did something, and I don't think that's the right way to do it. Why don't you do it this way? They don't just point you to the problem, they even suggest possible ways to do things better. Those are the kind of people you need in your network. You need people that will challenge you beyond your limits, that will ask you to do stuff, to do things that are bigger than you. For instance, my journey so far, I think I've enjoyed the influence of good people in my network. And for instance, the organizer of this program, he is a great friend who has really challenged me right from the time that we've been friends. We still challenge each other till now. My husband is a great man that challenged me a lot. He challenged me to go for things that will also be like, wait, do you really know what you are saying? Do you really want me to do this thing? I will be like, why not? So you need good people around you. It could be your friends. They could be your friends. They could be your siblings. They could be your mentor. You need people around you that will push you to grow. Because if you just keep the same kind of people in your network that they don't really care about growth, you will just become stale. You will just be on the same spot. And remember, I said the world is evolving. So we also need to grow so that if you want to be relevant, you just have to grow. And in making friends, please don't be afraid to let go of some people from your circle. Some people will not travel with you far in life. Why? Because if you see that this person, what is the person bringing to my table? Is just parasitic. There is nothing. He's just taking away from me. There is nothing this person is contributing to me. Yeah, you can be. You can keep those kind of people, but you still need people that will be contributing to your life. And also, you also want to contribute back to people. You want to be a person of good value to people as well. You are not just taking, you are also giving. So friendship and good networking should be mutual. You are a good network to someone is a good network to you. You are holding your hands, you are cheering each other up to do great things. I think those are the kind of people we need, people that will challenge us to do things bigger than us. If you can challenge yourself to do something, then you don't need a friend. But you need a friend that will see your ability and say, okay, I think you can do better than this. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? So please and please, we need people like that, okay? And the last thing, the last way to develop a growth mindset is please celebrate every little win. Celebrate self-love is important to growth. We don't do it most of the time. We just overlook things. For instance, if you set a target that I want to score A in this course and you score, let's say B. Yeah, I know you did not meet your target, but at least B is not also bad. Celebrate that. Maybe you go to a restaurant, you take maybe some refreshments, you just maybe play your music. It doesn't have to cost much. But say, okay, if I finish this goal, if I'm able to learn this skill and I know it in the month of June, this is how I will treat myself to reward myself for my hard work. If you don't reward yourself, people will not reward you. In fact, people might not know what you commit yourself to do for the growth process you are trying to implement. People might not know it. So you know it. Celebrate every little win and don't think of breaking your bank account to celebrate yourself. It can just be, okay, I'll get sweets for myself. I will get juice. I'll just go watch a movie. I'll just go relax. You just know that I'm doing this thing just because I was able to achieve this goal. And that will really, really be helpful. So those are some of the practical ways to develop a growth mindset. You want to be consistent. You want to dedicate your time. You want to be hardworking. You want to celebrate yourself when you were able to achieve a task. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just take a pause and share my own story, because I like to give a practical example of how I've been able to implement all of these things and how it has really, really helped me. So this is a picture of me at the induction of my MPhil program at the University of Cambridge, and with a fully funded scholarship, Mastercard Foundation, to pursue an MPhil in chemistry. Yeah, I will say that it wasn't an accident. So this is part of my growth process. And when this really happened, I think I really know that I have grown. I have grown from who I used to be. Because if you know me before, people that know me before and people that know me now, we kind of see that, okay, maybe some level of growth. Particularly, my husband used to say that, okay, when I first met you, you were like this, but now I think you have really grown. Why? Because I committed a lot of things. Yeah, I said I'm not a very fast learner, but how can someone who is not a fast learner get to the University of Cambridge? How does it work? I think God, for me, God is a very important element that helped my life. And how did I make the determination to go into the University of Cambridge? I was just listening to a message. Sorry if this is going in faith pattern, but that is me. Okay. So I was just listening to this message, and what the message was trying to describe was showing yourself out, like just show up. And when I listened to this message, and it was coming strongly to my mind that nobody will know you where you sit if you are not just coming out, if you are not pushing yourself forward for opportunities. Nobody will know you where you are. Nobody will know you can do stuff, or you can do things that are great. Okay, so you have to first bring yourself out. Then what did I do? I first know that, okay, I want to do research. I have to talk to people that are in the same field. That, okay, talking about asking for help, I asked for help. I went to meet my supervisor. I talked with my husband, who is also into research. Like, I want to do this thing, but I don't know how. Can you please help me? This is what I want to do. And people started training me, mentoring me on how to go about it. I started writing publications, which is necessary for research. They started coaching me on how to do it. And at the time that this opportunity come, you have to prepare. And that is why we are talking about developing is a process. It's when you need the results, it won't just come at the time that you need it. So you have to be building it gradually. So I was determined that, okay, when I spoke to my husband, of course, I would discuss it with him. And he was like, okay, why you can try it. You have what it takes. And don't forget that people that are in this kind of, you can, just like I said, if you are coming from a low background, you might feel like maybe this kind of university is not for you just because of your background. But it's felt, okay, if you have what they have, it is those people that we shortlist people that will reject you. Let them reject you. Don't reject yourself. And I want you to go on with this. Let them reject you. Don't self-reject yourself. No, don't do that. If there's any opportunity, try to apply for it. If they reject you, ask why. Ask for feedback. Why am I being rejected? Politely. And people will be able to tell you that, okay, this is what you do wrong. You can improve it on this area. Then I started sending email. After listening to that message, I sent email to professors. I sent email to a couple of people. Please, I want to work with you. Do you have funding for your students? Do you do this? Do you do that? When I sent an email, I was fortunate to send email to a professor who really helped me. What did he do? He connected me with one of his students. And that student also is a Nigerian, is in chemistry, and it was that student that was so instrumental to how I got into the University of Cambridge. When he saw my CV, don't forget, I drove myself on how to write a CV because I don't know how to write one before. I learn from people, from my husband, from anyone that I can learn from. And I don't keep quiet whenever I want to do something. I used to tell it, please, I want to do this, so can you help me? I think I know my weakness and I try to work on it. So I try to tell people what I want to do. Please, can you help me? I know I don't know it. I know I am disadvantaged with my background, but I don't want to sit there. I want to grow. So I try to tell people, they put me to, when the guy saw my CV, he was the one that said, oh, I know that you have a potential in you. and you will make a good researcher. It was the one that recommended me to the supervisor, and the supervisor accepted me. And as God will have it, I got the funding. I got the tuition fee and the maintenance fee to study free of charge. I'm just studying. I'm not paying any money, and they are still even paying me. So I'm just trying to say that, why am I saying all of these things? I did not start from there. When I was in primary school, I used to maybe be a little bit below the class, like, maybe 18th position, because I wasn't just serious with my life. But when I felt, okay, I need to now take time and be serious with my life, what I do was to commit to my own growth. I know with what I have, with my background, maybe I will not go far. But when I leverage on the opportunities that other people have, people that know better than me, then I speak out, I ask for help, I commit time, I do trainings, I do all of these things just to develop myself. I'm just encouraging us to start early, because the future is here.